Hi, and welcome to the Rolling Studios. This is Stephanie. Thank you for joining me. Today I am working on a ball challenge for Kateri's Crafty Ideas. You can see her descriptions in the links below. I didn't know really what I was going to do. Just at the last minute, in between a lot of chaos going on between work and the house, I jumped in at my desk at home and just kind of looked for whatever I could around me to see what it is I could come up with. And I didn't have a plan here. Everything I'm doing right here is on the fly. There was no plan. I didn't even know I had styrofoam balls. So I was handling that with my black chalk paint here. I mean, seriously, not even putting the sticks on was an idea. It was just to keep the paint off my fingers. And it just kind of went from there and progressed. And whatever was around me is what I used. And I seriously didn't know what I was going to do with this project. And so I ended up painting all of these styrofoam balls in black. And I decided, well, let me just cover them up in some glitter. And this is the glitter that I had at home. It's the Moxie brand. I don't even remember where I got those, but I love them. If I can find more of those, I will get them. It is very fine glitter. I love them. Wasn't very expensive either. And that's what I had done here. And so I decided that I would just cover them up and go from there. It's very invigorating when you know that this is kind of the old style crafting. I didn't use a lot of expensive supplies. I just used what I had around me, and I ended up spraying the glitter balls with the Mona Lisa sealer spray, and that was just to keep them from flaking off and getting glitter everywhere, because we don't like that. So here I am doing a quick dry on them so I can continue my work, because it was at the middle of the night and I was trying to get it done. And I started thinking, well, I've got this little rusty bucket. Maybe I can make some flowers. And so that's what I did. I made flowers with these little glitter balls, but I did them with my dried flowers. Here I am taking some black glue stick and hot glue, and I am just making weird little designs onto the glitter balls. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I really, halfway through this process, I really thought about just throwing it all in the trash. But the more I played with it, the more interesting it became. And that's where I just kept going with it. And I had David save me some of our roses. We have a little rose garden, and he picks them for me and sends me pictures while I'm on the road. And when they get done wilting, I have them set them on my desk so that they can just dry out. I'm not home to flatten them, but that's okay, because I like to use dried flowers too. And so here I'm taking the petals and plucking them off the old dry roses, and they smelled good still too. And I was putting this black glue stick on them, and I'm beginning to build a flower. I really wasn't thinking. It was just the way it happened, and there was no plan. And this is the way I think crafting truly was meant to be, was just grabbing what you had, putting it together, not making any sense of it, and just making art. And that's what I was doing. I'm making art, and I am an artist, and this is what we do. We just kind of create with what we have. Sometimes we create with special, product and supplies, but here I decided I was just going to build me some flowers out of old flower petals. And that's what I did. And the sticks became stems, and I had some little bark. I don't even remember where that little bark came from, probably my mother. And I started covering the chopsticks with this bark sticks. This bark, and making my own little stem. And the more I created the flowers, the more creative they became. One of them ended up with cotton and in the flower itself, and the other one, the last one, which you'll see, I ended up putting all kinds of different kinds of flowers with them, like clover leaf and some other stuff I had. I don't know. They're just wildflowers that I pick on the road while I'm out driving and I see some beautiful flowers. I'll pick them, and if I don't get to flatten them, they just go into my dry flower stash. And I had a bag of dry flowers from my field and from different parts of the country that I've traveled to. I see pretty flowers, I pick them, and then I dry them, or I flatten them. It just depends on what time I have. Usually it's just dry flowers, so I don't have time to even flatten them anymore. I'm always busy. Here I am using some ACT glitter paint on this particular glitter ball. If you look to the left, you'll see a coral looking little tub over there. That is the metallic luster. So I used some metallic luster and glitter paint over the black glue stick designs that I made on each of the glitter balls. And again, it was just mindless. I just did what I did as I did it, and I like it. It grew on me, and I just kept doing it because I really almost threw it all in the trash until I decided to make a flower. I just didn't know where I was going with it. It looked strange to me at first, and I said, you know what? Maybe they're little space balls. Maybe they're, I didn't know what they were. I just started creating, and maybe they're this, maybe they're that. Oh, wait a minute, here's some flowers. Ooh, how about a flower? So that's what I began to do. I began to recycle my flower petals, my dried flower petals and dried flowers with chopsticks, styrofoam ball, glitter, and glue stick. That was it. And I ended up making a little rustic, rough bouquet. I didn't do anything fancy. I actually kind of liked it all rustic and the cotton pulling out of it and falling out of it. And you'll see all that in a little bit. I just wanted to take a minute to explain the thought process here. It was about getting something done. I just needed to craft. I had a lot of stress this week, and I needed to sit down and craft. And I thought, well, I didn't know what I was going to do. I actually pulled out some handmade papers, dried paper flowers, dried paper, handmade paper, and some with dried flowers in it. And I just started making stuff, or thinking I was going to make stuff, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I remembered Kateri's ball challenge. I said, you know what, I need to do that. And I looked around me just to see if I had anything of balls or if I had to make my own balls. So I didn't see anything, and then I said, ooh, I got some styrofoam right here. So sure enough, I had some styrofoam balls, and there I went. And it was just one, what can I do next? I had no plan in creating this, and I guess I want to stress that because that's what arting is about, is just creating out of nothing. Whatever you have around you. It doesn't have to be expensive, name brand, anything, although some of those supplies do help once in a while, like my metallic luster or my glitter paint. That was kind of helpful. And some sealer to seal the glitter from flowing everywhere. My puppy is panting at me. Come here, Pepper. Sorry about that. She's old. She's 16 years old, my black lab. Say hello, Pepper. So, if you hear panting in the background, it's her. She can't help it. She's an old girl. And I haven't used this metallic luster in so long, and it was in my truck. I guess it baked hard. This silver one that I'm using was actually dried hard, and I put some glycerin in it, and it worked. So I'm gonna let the music play out, and I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the show.